Hello, you wonderful gamers. My name is Aiden, and today we are going to be doing the 2024 retrospective. Specifically, we'll be talking about my now defunct Pokemon channel alongside my anime channel, which I am currently running. If you want like the Aiden Uncut retrospective, if you care enough about that, I do have a tier list ranking those videos, as was requested by one of my friends to make. So, if you care about that somehow. Otherwise, yeah, we got this retrospective, the retrospective that I actually give a shit about. 2024 was somewhat of a quiet year for me. It's been a very transitional period of my life where a lot is changing. And yet I'd still say it's been one of the best years of my life. Of course, nothing was perfect. There were a lot of moments of extreme stress and tension. However, I'd say that I'd say the good outweighs all the turmoil of this year, right? Because a lot of crazy shit happened in my life. However, this is one of the more peaceful years I've had in a while. And if I can keep up the good pace, I know that things can continue to get better from here, so I'm very optimistic going into 2025. I think I'm going to have a great 2025, and I'm very thankful for that. And I think that's also going to extend to my YouTube as well. But before I can talk about my plans for 2025, I wanted to do a video talking about my general thoughts on my year for 2024 and how things went for it. In 2023, I uploaded 43 videos, which, looking back at it, is fucking insane. How did I have that? I was a complete workaholic back in high school. Like, how can you make 43 videos in a year and have those videos still come out decent? I don't get it. I mean, I kinda get it, and the reason why is because in 2023, most of my videos weren't really all that great. I know this is kind of getting a little bit off topic, but let's look through the playlist of the 2023 videos. Like, a lot of these videos I don't think are particularly great. I'm trying to look for any video in 2023 that I can look back on and go, yeah, I'm proud that I made that. It still hasn't happened yet, holy shit. I mean, the Phantom Thieves reading Smogon articles video is a really fun video to make. It's really bad, but I think that's part of the charm to it. The fact that it's so bad. I enjoy rewatching it purely due to just the sheer amount of fun that I had. Okay, I really like my Hazard duology. That's one of the best things that I was able to upload to the Pokemon channel. And I really like my Zapdos' immune to Power Crate video as well. Other than that, yep, those are the only 3 out of 43 videos that I can look back at and genuinely say I was proud of making. And the reason why is because uploading weekly Pokemon videos never really gave me that much room to go all out with a video, to give it my all, because I was under time constraints. Because like I was very conflicted back when I was making these videos in high school, because when I was making these videos back as a high school student, yeah, for as deep as my voice sounds, I was a high schooler for like a majority of the time I was making Pokemon videos. But yeah, for as where was I? But yeah, for as much as I wanted to make good videos, and for as much as I cared about my integrity, I also cared a lot about getting big on YouTube. Nowadays, I only care about my integrity. I only care about making good videos. So that way, bad videos have a very, very seldom chance of getting made nowadays. However, in high school, I was very fearful of getting a normal job, because I'm not a normal person. I mean, I have autism. I'm not very good at interacting with other people. So I figured that interacting with other people, getting into like the same routines that other people do, being able to become like a slave to the working system, right? That was a huge fear of mine back in high school. So I made YouTube videos half out of passion, but half out of fear, really. Because I didn't want to become a normal member of society. I didn't think I'd be able to. So the closer and closer I got to becoming 18, the more and more desperate I ended up becoming for YouTube success. And that's ultimately what ended up causing that burnout. The fact that the videos were genuinely getting worse as time went on. And to that, I had to show... that my 2022 was 43 videos. Okay. Where's my 2023 playlist? There it is. 2023 I uploaded 38 videos, which is also completely insane, by the way. I'd say my 2023 had a slightly higher amount of videos that I can genuinely be proud of. I really like my 2023 autism video. I'm trying to look for something else. Holy shit. Is there really nothing else? Genuinely nothing else in 2023. 2023 was like the worst year for me in terms of like making good videos, in my opinion at least. Because in 2023 I was well, for the first half, because my birthday is July 1st, the first half of it I was 17, the second half I was 18. So for the first half of the year, I was terrified. I was like, holy shit, I don't have that much time left before I become an adult. I had to keep on making these videos, and just keep on pumping them out faster, making the best videos I possibly can, as quickly as I can, which is a very difficult line to balance. And I've recognized through these videos that it's a line that I can't balance. So why should I bother, right? Which is why I'm very much a quality over quantity guy nowadays. Ain't no mixed bullshit. I just want to make good videos. But yeah, and then in the second half of the video, I turned 18. I graduated high school. And I was just... My mom told me I'd have another 3 months to make YouTube videos, to try and make it a viable option for me. So I kept on hustling for the next like 4 months. And then I burned out. It's a really, really dark time of my life. Around that time, I crashed my car. It wasn't... I couldn't describe it as a suicide attempt, because I didn't necessarily want to die. It wasn't necessarily I wanted to die, it was more so I didn't care if I died. Which is why I drove so recklessly. But, I survived a crash that should have killed me. I survived with no injuries, and after that happened, I realized I had to take care of myself more. I had to recognize that no matter how bad things in my life may seem, no matter how hard of a time I may end up in, I will still live no matter what. Never again, for the rest of my life, will I ever let myself be suicidal, because life is just too valuable for that. And it was with that I needed to go for a change. I needed to assess and evaluate how I wanted to do videos on YouTube. And frankly, the Pokemon channel wasn't working. At least in its current state. I figured that even though my passion for Pokemon has run dry just a little bit, I'm not even just a little bit, by a lot. I'm nowhere near as big of a Pokemon fan as I am now. I figured I would at least try to make YouTube videos again under a new style. Instead of prioritizing making videos every week, every 2 weeks, I instead wait every month to make something that I can genuinely be proud of. And the first part of that came in, we can finally get back to the slideshow, came in with the draft video. The draft video is, to this day, what I would consider to be my magnum opus, which on one hand is a great thing. Like, the video is the highest effort project I have ever made up to this point, and it will probably remain that way. Unless I make like a 3 to 4 hour video essay on an anime, I don't think anything else I'll make will be this high effort. Because like from a writing and from an editing perspective, I had to put in a lot of effort into making sure that not only could I tell a story with the draft that I was doing, Because if there's no story to the draft, then the video is not compelling. The video is not entertaining, right? And I want to make the video something that I can look back on in like a year or two and still be proud of. So I put a lot of effort into that. However, the other aspect of this video, it makes it a little embarrassing to look back on, is this is by far my most comedy-focused video, and since my sense of humor boils down to edgy humor and sex jokes, it's a bit of an embarrassing rewatch, because like a lot of the humor is very out of pocket. Don't get me wrong, it's fucking hilarious. Like, I specifically made those jokes with the intention that I would be able to come back to them, and me specifically would find them funny, regardless on if anyone else would find the video funny. Because frankly, by that point, I didn't give a shit what people thought at this point. And frankly, I still don't. I make videos for myself now. Fuck appealing to an audience. If an audience can't view me for who I am, then they shouldn't be watching me. Like, and it's not like I'm running a government or running a company or anything like that. This is just my fucking hobby. It doesn't need to be that deep. It doesn't need to be that serious. As long as I enjoy doing it, that's all that really matters. Because if I don't enjoy doing it, then why the fuck would I do it to begin with? That's how I feel with YouTube nowadays. Because back then, when I was in high school, when I had all those worries, I focused way too much on appealing to other people. Because I wanted to, make YouTube my job. I didn't really want YouTube to be my job. Not in the way that I was making it, at least. I was just like, well, I'd rather have YouTube than anything else. Nowadays, with the current style of content that I make, I can say for certain, I want YouTube to be my job. However, it's something that I'm perfectly fine waiting for. There doesn't need to be a strict time limit for it. Even if it takes me till like my late 20s, somewhere in my 30s, I'll still take waiting that long to become a YouTuber, because frankly, I have other things in my life, and that's something that I didn't realize back in high school. Back in high school, I thought that my YouTube channel was all I had, all I was, and I realized through quitting that I had taken every other aspect of my life for granted. I'd taken for granted how much my family loves me. I'd taken for granted how much my friends appreciate having me in their lives. And I just feel bad for it nowadays. I really do. And those aren't mistakes I'm gonna make again. So, instead of YouTube being like this thing that was like my main priority, it's instead just a hobby. Something that I can do for fun. And like, isn't that what YouTube's supposed to be anyway? But that's a bit of a tangent. Yeah, this video is my highest effort video. Like, just even like for the editing stuff, my editing style, the style of editing I would choose would change depending on who I'm talking about. My style of writing even would change depending on who I'm talking about. If I'm talking about fish, then I'm making a whole bunch of Scottish jokes. If I'm talking about like if I'm talking about like Splice, I'm making a whole lot of jokes because he shares my sense of humor. If I'm talking about Eternum, then I'm not making as much jokes. I'm taking it very seriously because he's a far more seriously handled person, at least when it comes to like competitive video games. And like, it's when doing doing things like that that allowed me to, like, this video not only allowed me to appreciate just the craftsmanship and how much I meticulously had to think about everyone I was talking about, but also it allowed me to just appreciate my online friend group more. Because for the funny thing is too, because when I was in high school, I don't feel like I had a true online friend group, and it's because the parasocialness of it all felt a little more apparent when it was a public Discord server. I also don't have a lot of good memories with that server because I mean, 15-year-old me said a lot of out-of-pocket shit, and of course, what was it? I also just got straight up bullied by some members, and I had a no ban policy, which meant that I had to tolerate getting bullied by people in my own community for like 2 years. And yet I didn't notice it because, oh, it's not that bad, I can tolerate this shit. Lesson in that story is don't have assholes in your life. And don't get me wrong, I'll admit that I was cringe when I was a teenager. I'm still cringe now. But you should be around people who are fine with you being cringe. I think that's a pretty self-explanatory fucking message. But yeah, I mean, I love my online friend group now. They're people who are very close to me. And don't get me wrong, the friendship's not going to be the same as like my in-person friends. I get along with my in-person friends a lot more than my online friends, I'd say. Because I get to see them, right? But that doesn't mean that my online friends aren't important to me. In this video, where a huge part of it is me talking about my relationships with my friends, it allowed me to appreciate my friends more. Which is great, because that's just a general value that I've taken with myself throughout this year. And I figure, before we talk about the next video, I want to... Oh yeah, one thing I can talk about is the reception of the video. The video's reception was positive, very positive. I didn't get the most views in the world, which I was kind of expecting, because a lot of casual Pokemon fans don't know what a draft is, right? But I went into it expecting that, and the video did modestly well. One thing I will say though, the video did very well in terms of like positive reception. If we go in, let's give the comment section a gander. Yeah, this is the pinned message from Zonic. I was originally going to try and comment something funny about the video, but after watching it, I'm just going to give my thoughts on it. To keep it short, it was amazing, because of the amount of creativity and backstory about the draft and the members. During the draft, when it was so dead, I was so depressed about it, to the point where I wanted to end it because everyone's motivation was dead. But you stopped me, which is cool, because now the video is out. It was so fun working with you and the others to make the most ridiculous draft, and my first draft that I ever hosted. I don't know if we'll ever do this again, because everyone fucking hates Gen 9, but that's a different story. So, let me say this. Thank you, and I hope you have a bright future on your journey, Aiden. I hope we can still be friends forever and have many wonderful moments. P.S. Please start Sunshine, it's peak. Yeah, so, and unsurprisingly, I'm still friends with Sonic. He's one of my closest online buds. Like, the RNG nonsense in the plasma battle was glorious. If I had a nickel for every time a Moltres in a Smogon Tuber's draft vid ended up a complete disappointment in battle, I would have 2 nickels, which isn't much, but it's weird that it happened twice. This was a great video with smooth editing and jokes that were actually funny. I'd say your work is great, also seeing how much thought you put into each team is pretty fun. Because I put a lot of thought into the teams too, because I cared about winning. And yeah, like I put a lot of effort into this video, and I'll get into some of the because I had a lot of humor in this. Like hell, I started the video with a Blend S meme. Sadistic, surprise, service, we are explosion! I fucking love that meme.
Good when I reference a dead meme. But the logo for this draft is Blend S Megumin because I'm a weeaboo freak. Laugh!
That joke is so bad, why did I laugh at it? I mean, duh, because I fucking made it. I'm supposed to laugh at my own jokes. But yeah, one of my favorite jokes shows up later.
Used it or any of it sounded like a lot of fun to not only two. I knew this thing was a strong win condition for my team. At this point of the draft, I thought my team was pretty damn good. But then I saw that Plasma had the combination of Alolan Ninetales and Maxcalibur. I had to download this shit! Why did I download this shit? Oh my god! Oh my god, what the fuck have I turned into? Please, please, ah!
Oh my fucking god, I love flashing Rule 34 as a joke. It's so fucking funny.
A Blood Moon Ursaluna. But then, it got
Yes, this was the utter luck fest that was my battle with Plasma. And I decided
today I'm doing a
So I decided to be extremely fucking dramatic about me getting frozen.
eulogy for AIDS. It was a tragic loss. That is, it's unfortunate that that we had to lose him like this. I'm so fucking sad. Why do I get fucking
That fucking line delivery is so... It's so fucking funny. Like, it's hard to think that I made this, because I can't make something that's funny nowadays, because I'm too scared to make edgy, irreverent humor. But, because I didn't give a shit back in January, it made this fucking... just so fucking funny. Oh, yeah, right. Holy shit! Giorno's theme with that fucking PFP and that outlandish statement is the funniest shit ever. Holy shit. And that's the thing, I just like rewatching parts of this video. Like, it's just fun. I really enjoy rewatching. And like, I had some of like the out-of-pocket horny jokes in like the Bolt Beam section, because Bolt Beam's horny as fuck. Same with the Zonic section, because Zonic's horny as fuck. Just like me. And then the fish section was just making fun of Scotland the entire time. Fucking every song that I used for the fish section had bagpipes in it. Like, I really committed to the bit.
My next opponent is from a sacred land that does not exist. Scotland for thousands of years has debated its true existence. There are some individuals that claim Scotland to be real, and
oh yeah, right, I had a long-ass rant about Nico, didn't I?
showdown messages. Good luck getting dominated, Daddy.
Thanks, Mommy.
I'll be the one dominating, by the way. 3 band nicknames somehow. I can't say Rule 34 in chat, bruh! Showdown is stupid! Real nickname. I know. Here's the intermission where I mentioned how fucking hot Hu Tao is. Like, god damn! Ah! You had to think for this video exists.
Oh, my sense of humor is so fucking stupid. Like, it's so embarrassing, but it's so funny at the same time.
Having the wonderful trait of being really cool and really annoying with his pestering if the constant Love Live posting wasn't anything to go off of, but we ignore that last part because he's genuinely really awesome. I met him when he joined the lower tier server, and I saw he had a Mahiro PFP. We then proceeded to talk about how fucking good Onimai is, and we just hit it off. That's all for praising Zonic, though. I'm gonna fuck with him now. Okay, here's why Hanayo is worst girl in Love Live School.
Oh yeah, right, because he was talking about how Hanayo is best girl in School Idol Project. I forgot about that. Love Live is so fucking mid, I barely remember anything from it.
Idol Project. Number 1. She has no development. I typically like Donderes, but Hanayo is boring as fuck. You can't get me invested in a shy girl if there's nothing else there. It's like simping for a blanket. Number 2. I have no other reasons because she genuinely does nothing in this series. Now this is why you don't write an anime about 9 characters, because some of them are gonna be flatter than your fucking girlfriend.
That fucking line read was brilliant. I'm gonna skip the part where I simp over Nico because it's embarrassing. Oh yeah, right, I got copyright claimed for the Coco Melon footage that I used for Crumpet's part of the video. It's so fucking funny. Like, I got so out of fucking pocket with that. Oh yeah, right, and then for the Air King Neo part, as soon as I lost to the luck,
So,
I recited the entirety of the fucking, unfortunate copy pasta.
Gudra gets a free kill on Mesprit, I sack it to Iron Valiant. At this point, I was feeling pretty comfortable, knowing that Moltres would be able to get the revenge kill and secure my victory.
Bye.
Oh, no! Fuck! I lose now! Fuck!
Wait, did that
Really?
actually
Are
kill?
you
Wait,
shitting me?
wait,
One
did that- wait, did
fucking
that-
critical
wait,
hit!
wait, did-
Fuck!
I use fucking One Winged Angel as the music!
Unfortunate doesn't begin to describe my series. This game rewards blind luck and nothing else. I am beyond convinced at this point. After
I love how, yeah, then, because normally when I read unfortunate doesn't begin to describe my series, I say it like this. Unfortunate doesn't begin to describe my series. This game rewards blind luck and nothing else. Like, a more traditional voice actually. But I just went for the fucking pure furious, line read there. So yeah, I would say that despite how out of pocket the humor is, that's unironically the best aspect of the video. Like, the jokes are funny. I still look back at them and laugh. I don't think any of my other videos are even near as successful at making good jokes as this one is. Again, even though some parts of this video are a little embarrassing to look back on, I do think this is by far the best video I made in 2024. Which is surprising to say, because like I made 9 videos after this, and I still think that this is the one that beats all of them. But I mean, I guess that oh, I got a text message. All right, I'm sorry for this detour. This is actually an important message from my friend. And then I got another message from one of my friends. I need to tell that friend to get Discord. It's way easier to play Steam games with him if he just got a Discord account. This is the one thing about having in-person friends. They actually have lives, so they don't know what Discord is. Anyway, but yeah, I definitely think this is the magnum opus, which makes sense. I spent 3 months working on it, which is a very long time to be... No, I spent 4 months working on it. Again, a very long amount of time to be working on one video. Because, like, the longest any other video on this channel would take would be, like, a month. Because even though I'd have, like, month-long gaps, it only takes, like, 2 to 3 weeks for me to actually make a video. On average, anyway. The breaks are mostly just a thing because I like having a life outside of YouTube. Because YouTube is not the main thing that I do. Oh, yeah, right, I gotta get the music back on. Let me get it back to where it was. Because it's a live stream. I love the Studio Matcha lo-fi Pokemon remixes. They are great. But yeah, the next video I made was about Pokemon Black and White, discussing on if it lives up to the hype or not. Because I made the draft video, I ultimately came to the conclusion that since I lost the draft to a critical hit, I did not feel good about that, and it made me realize that, yeah, maybe this game is just kind of bullshit. I think I'm just over this. So when I made the Black and White video, it was to determine whether or not the highest high of the Pokemon series truly is as high as everyone says it is. Because Black and White is by far the most dick-sucked game in the series. People love Black and White. So I made a video on it, and I determined it's honestly just like any other Pokemon game. It has more effort put into the presentation than most other Pokemon games, and the difficulty balancing is quite a bit better than most other Pokemon games. However, it's still ultimately a Pokemon game with the same bland cookie-cutter formula that every other Pokemon game has. honestly don't really get the hype for Black and White. I just kind of want something new from Pokemon. And Scarlet and Violet tried to do that, but Scarlet and Violet did it poorly. Hence why my favorite video that I made in 2023 was my Scarlet Violet bad video. Like, that's the only video of 2023 that I think matches the quality of the types of stuff that I make now. But yeah, I really don't have as much to say about this video, and I think that goes to show just kind of how, out of the 4 videos that are released on the Aiden channel in 2024, this is by far the most forgettable one. Because because it was me trying to ask, am I still a Pokemon fan? And I feel like most viewers at that point kind of knew what the answer was. No. And like, fuck, man. And like, I still enjoyed Legends Arceus. So I'm still gonna play Legends ZA. I think, but I'm telling myself one thing though. Legends ZA will be my last Pokemon game. I can't bring myself to play more Pokemon after ZA. But I want to give ZA a chance. And the reason why is because, well, it's an important, because X and Y is an important game to me. It's what I grew up with. But after that, I'm just done with main series Pokemon. I still play competitive Pokemon from time to time, surprisingly so. But I don't take competitive Pokemon all that seriously anymore. Yeah, I really don't have as much to say about this one. Again, really is one of my more forgettable videos. I think the way I formatted the video is interesting. It wasn't bad by any means. However, it wasn't anything spectacular either.
Do I even like Pokemon?
Like, the intro is way too drawn out. Like, it takes... Like, it takes 37 seconds for me to say a word after the first sentence. Which is the type of bullshit that I would never pull anymore. Because, like, why would an audience feel engaged by a YouTube video that can't get to the point, right? Because that's a huge blunder in that video, in my opinion. And then, I feel like in general, my vocal delivery kind of doesn't work nearly as well. I don't really know how to describe it.
You straight up worshipped by the Pokemon community, and I thought they were okay, I guess. Discussing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet was so emotional. I couldn't look at what I'd play and see it as just an innocent fuck-up. Pokemon games had gradually been declining before my eyes for many years now, and I was very forgiving of it. To this,
you know, actually, I think my vocal performance is fine. I actually remember I re-recorded this first part because I didn't like how it sounded at first. So, and the re-record definitely sounds evident. This is better than it would have been otherwise. And then the video is split into basically 2 different parts, presentation and gameplay. Presentation part is like a lot more like standard reviewy. Gameplay is basically just an archive of my streams. The presentation part is very serious in tone. Meanwhile, the gameplay part is very comparable to the draft video in terms of how it's supposed to be just goofy. So again, a lot of like the out-of-pocket jokes in here as well, because like the nicknames I gave my Pokemon were all like really fucking cursed, like Sperm Bubble for an example. Sperm Bubble's pretty fucking funny though. I remember I do flash Mankey hentai in the presentation part. Oh yeah, there it is. I just want you to get a good look at that. Oh fuck, I kept that to that. Anyway, so in general, I definitely think this is not a bad video by any means. This is I'd say this is generally better than anything that I would have made in 2023 or 2022. However, I'd say this is probably a contender for one of the weakest videos that I released in 2024. You know what? I was against doing a ranking. I'm not gonna do a tier list ranking because I don't feel comfortable putting these into tiers. However, I will do a just an in order ranking. So So we'll update that tier list. We'll update that like top 10 as things go on. That'll give this video a solid device to work off of. No, oh, I got another text message from my friend. Let me. Okay, it's just him replying. Okay. Damn, though, it sucks that I had to miss out on those plans because the plans that I have with my friend conflict with plans that I have with my mom, and of course, spending time with my mom is more important to me. Yeah, I mean, we may as well take a gander at the comment section. Okay, never mind. These are way too long. Yo, another base person with an Azusa PFP. They couldn't tell Azusa is my favorite anime character. Let's get the music going back on with the lo-fi girl Lucario. I just farted. It smells really fucking bad. It smells horrible. Jesus fucking Christ, I want to die. But yeah, what makes a metagame bad was the next video I made. Amazing video outside of the part where I try to force in humor that doesn't belong. With like flashing Rule 34 is a common joke of mine, and I think it's funny. However, it doesn't fit in a video like this because this video is supposed to be very serious and introspective. The Rule 34 flashes are funny as a result of that. However, they don't fit. They don't work, and I think that unfortunately hampers this video a lot. However, outside of that, I'm really proud of this one. This is. However, it was also through making this video that I ended up realizing that I finally realized that I don't like making Pokemon videos anymore. Because the thing is, this video is basically. If I were to describe it, this video is essentially an apology for how bad a majority of my content was. I will go as far as to say most of my content was, I mean, by my standards, they're bad. By the standards of other PokeTubers, they're fine. Actually, probably decent even. Most Smogon YouTubers aren't all that great, honestly. So, like, I don't know how well that comment will get received by others, but whatever, I don't fucking care. It's not like I'm part of that community anyway. Well, anymore at least. But yeah, my video on what makes a metagame bad, this is basically my apology to a ton of different communities for how my shitty videos contributed to spreading negative perceptions of certain metagames, and I regretted that a lot. I felt really bad for it. That's the thing, I feel a lot of guilt surrounding my videos because I'm not proud of them, because I can't look back at them happily. So I feel compelled to make videos like this, which are very apology feeling. After this, I plan the next video to be like a video discussing like my history with like the Pokemon lower tier server and how I mishandled managing that. Then I realized I just gotta give myself a fucking break. I can't focus my entire fucking YouTube career to making amends for the mistakes that I made. Because that's not gonna make me happy. What'll make me happy is just moving on to something else, something better. Because this isn't a community I want to be in anyways. And it's not to say the competitive Pokemon community is all bad, it's not. I've made really good friends there. I still interact with quite a few people there who I really enjoy talking to. But I just can't really view it the same way I used to. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say. It's just fucking sad. Well, I guess oh yeah, and then forgot to talk about performance. The Black and White video didn't perform super well. Again, wasn't really expecting it to. The metagame being bad video. When is a metagame bad video though? I was surprised that it did as well as it did. People resonated with it. Holy hell, the first image is already peak Pokemon content. Because this is how the video starts, by the way.
Knockoff is a move released in the 3rd generation of competitive Pokemon that allows you to remove an opponent's eye.
Like, yeah. And then, one of my friends, Spice, commented, "This is probably the best video you've released in a huge-ass while. Your character development within the channel, as well as your growth as a person, has been amazing to witness. I appreciate what you've done within the previous months, and I hope you continue to thrive, YouTube stuff or not." And, like, Spice has been a very consistent friend of mine, throughout, like, the era of, like, the PLT and whatnot, to now. Even now, he's still one of my closest friends. And one of the top comments is, "Aiden is on his Gunner arc, so excuse the crotch Pokemon porn that pops up frequently in this video." I don't like this comment. My Gunner arc started when I was 17. I know I'm oversharing when I say this, but I didn't know... This is so embarrassing. I didn't know how to masturbate until I was 17. I was genuinely too fucking stupid to know. And then after that, I entered my Gunner. It was so embarrassing. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up. Achievement unlocked, character development. Those are some interesting pictures in the video. Oh, fuck. It's so fucking funny. Like, the thing is, I like shock humor, and the reason why I like shock humor is because I get to laugh at reactions like that, because it's fucking hilarious when I make someone uncomfortable with an edgy joke. Still, though, the crotch Pokemon forum definitely holds this video back, unfortunately. And especially, another thing that I feel like holds this video back is the fact that I didn't really want to make this video. I felt like I had to make this video. The same thing I felt like with the black and white video. I felt like I had to make it, not that I wanted to make it. And that was the issue with my Pokemon videos going forward, because I didn't want to make Pokemon videos anymore. I just felt like I had to really uncover the depths of how I'm feeling, psychoanalyze myself. I had to talk about how bad I feel for a lot of the decisions that I made in the past. And it's just like, yeah, I couldn't be bothered to keep on doing that shit. I just couldn't. My video afterward was my autism video. I feel like this is my most forgettable autism video, because I was generally happier in 2024 than I was in 2023. 2023 is an absolute roller coaster of a video, just an emotional gut puncher throughout. It's easily the best of those videos that I made, in my opinion. The 2015 one no, not 2015. I was 10 when I was 2015. The one I made when I was 15 in 2021. I don't like that video as much because, I mean, I was 15 when I made it. Of course I don't like it. I couldn't make a good video if I tried in 2015. In 2021. When I was 15. Yeah, because like the 2023 video was focused a lot more on like the emotional aspects of how I've lived with autism. Meanwhile, the 2024 video is, of course, it has that near the end of the video. However, it is also a video about. It is also a video about like more general subjects of autism. Particularly, I end up talking about some of the, I don't really know if you could call it political, but leaning political types issues surrounding the subject of autism that I felt like I had to talk about, because I have issues surrounding like the autism acceptance movement and how it focuses so heavily on exclusively people who are high functioning. Which, don't get me wrong, I think it's fine to shed light on the fact that most autistic people can function just fine in the world. I mean, I'm one of those people, where I don't really feel like my disability holds me back that much, but it still holds me back. It's still a disability. I'm not normal. I'm trying to pretend that I am normal, that I am completely, that pretend that I am completely equal to everyone else. I think it's fucking ridiculous. That's just not how it is. And don't get me wrong, in a perfect world, autism wouldn't be a disability. However, due to the fact that it makes your brain function differently, it means that it is a disability. Because your brain functioning differently from everyone else is, surprisingly enough, a pretty fucking big deal. And yet, despite that, I wouldn't trade it for anything, because, again, my autism is a part of what makes me who I am. If there was, like, a cure for it or whatever, I wouldn't take it. I'd be fine with the option existing, solely because I know that there are some autistic people that do want, who would want to be cured. Although I don't understand those people personally, because, like, why would you trade who you are for to be normal? I don't really get it. But that's the thing. Those are subjects that I'm going to touch on a little bit more in the 2025 autism video. So stay tuned for that. Overall, I'd say my 2024 rendition is fine. My 2025 rendition, I think, will also just kind of end up being fine. 2026 is when I plan on venturing out of the formula a little bit, trying something a little bit different. Because by that point, I'm gonna have to try something different, right? But yeah, more, I'd say ranking-wise, I would put this between the black and white video and the when is a metagame actually bad video. I'd say this is one of my weaker videos of 2024. Generally, I feel like my weaker videos were made in the first half of 2024, which makes sense. Of course, I'd be growing a lot in that time. Then I don't really want to do that much of a deep dive into like the into like the comment section or the reception. Reception-wise, I didn't get that many views, which, like, okay, not that surprised. And then, yeah, as expected, a lot of the comments are about, yeah, a lot of the comments are very long, which, like, duh, not that surprised. So as a result of the comments like being on the longer side, I'm not gonna like read over all of them, but this is probably the most positive. My autism videos routinely have some of the most positive receptions of any videos I make, which makes sense. They're very personal videos. They tend to be non-controversial. 2024, I was actually worried would get somewhat of a mixed reception due to the fact that I do step into slightly more controversial territory. However, I did play my cards right? Like, if I mention, like, Christian, I'm not even gonna bring up, like, the pronoun issue. I'll just use they, them, because that prevents any controversy, really. And generally when tackling, like, a super sensitive issue like a trans subject, I go for, like, the most middle-of-the-road take of, yeah, I'm fine with them existing, even though I don't really get it. Which, I mean, I'm not lying when I say that. But, after that, though, I abandoned the main channel. And, after that, I moved on to making videos for my anime channel again. A lot of my old anime channel videos are unlisted because they're not good. Hell, I don't even think my Bokuchi duology is good, nor is my Dress Up Darling video. But I have them up anyway because they got decent viewership, and, the Bochi videos, for as much as I think they are not amazing analyses, they are really good at describing like my personal attachment to that series, and as a result, I can't really bring myself to unlist those videos. They just mean too much to me. So the next video I made was about Rimukuro's most recent manga, Show Me Your Love. There is a lot I can talk about with fuck. New Year's effect, I'm all yawny and shit. But there's a lot I can talk about with like the modern state of the manga. When the manga finishes, I'm definitely making a sequel to this, because I'm super invested because like a plot twist happened in like somewhere around like at the end of volume 3, a really big plot twist happened that had me completely shocked. This is by far the most unique idea for a love triangle story I've ever seen, and it's been a fucking blast. I'd say the manga is simultaneously a great grasp of creatives and the struggles of being a creative. It does a really good job at that stuff, but it's also a balls to the walls, batshit insane rom-com at the same time, which makes it a very entertaining read. Like, I can't get enough of this. However, it didn't become batshit insane until after I made this video. And as a result, it means I'm solely focusing on like the creative aspect of the series, and I think this was the perfect video to return to making videos on, because I made this video in June, I believe. It was either June or July. Let me check. Okay, I made the video in June. My autism video came out in my autism video came out in April, because that's Autism Awareness Month. And then, so as a result of that, I took May off. Like, I didn't upload in May. It was the first time that I had taken a day off. I'd taken a month off, since, like, I was 15, which is crazy to think about. No, I took 3 months off in 2023, when I initially left YouTube. No, I think it was closer to like 6 months. I mean, I made an update video and then I disappeared for another 3 months to work on the draft video, because that was a huge project. But yeah, this video was a great video to return to the channel with, and it's because the main character, Shijo, is going through a creative rut, just like I was at the time. And it was seeing her get out of the rut through her relationships with other characters that I realized that... I already knew this deep down, but it was reading that manga that really allowed me to just recognize that... Because, like, I knew that relationships were important, and I started prioritizing them a lot more the year prior. However, it wasn't until after I read that manga that I realized that those relationships are also important for the creative process. Because if you're not creating for those relationships can't be formed if you're always because I'm sorry, I'm lost in my thoughts right now, trying to take this shit into words. The creative process cannot occur if you do not have real life experiences to base if you don't have your own experiences to base your creativity on. And that's ultimately the message of Showing Your Love. And it's as a result of that I find the manga so compelling, and it's because of that the manga was able to motivate me to make videos again. In terms of the execution of this video, I definitely, in terms of the execution of this video, I definitely have a little bit of mixed thoughts on it, because a lot of the introduction is like, it's kind of like a comedy sketch in a lot of ways. My introductions nowadays are very serious and try to build up tension. This video was a lot more akin to like the draft video, where I was just trying to goof off and have fun. So I think it's a fun introduction to watch. I enjoy watching it a lot, but it's not really like up to the standards of what I have nowadays. And otherwise, a very large portion of this video is a summary of the manga, which is of course interspersed with a lot of analysis as well. But for the most part, it is a summary-focused review And I do have the occasional joke in it, like, I said piss jars. And I'm pretty sure halfway into the video is when I start getting into, like, the true analysis stuff.
That's as far as I'll go for spoiling Show Me Your Love.
Okay, yeah. So for the first half of the video, it's kind of catching the audience up to speed for the most part, with some analysis spruced in. But the second half is where I get into like the full analysis, what the point of the video is, what makes the manga so important to me. So yeah, I quite enjoy this video, although I definitely feel like I can definitely execute my scripts a lot better nowadays, I feel. But hey, for a first attempt at a video like this, I think I did really well. Not quite as good as the draft video, but I think this is the second best so far that I had made for 2024 at the time. Now look at the comments. Actually, a good video for an underrated channel. I hope you grow someday. Thank you so much for making a good video and also crediting the music. I've been looking for the song, I believe it was Layer Cake, forever, and I finally found it because of you. Yeah, because I always credit the music I use in my description, because, like, why wouldn't I, right? Like, that's a very important thing to me. I really hope this manga gets the popularity it deserves. I'm definitely going to be getting a read. I also plan on rereading your light novel as soon as I make myself my own personal physical copy. There's just something about physical that I prefer over electronic literature. I'm glad this series managed to re-spark your creative drive. Inspirational. Simply inspirational. So a manga about someone trying to find inspiration to create has inspired you to create once more. Truly, we have come full circle, gentlemen. So yeah, this is the comment section for my anime videos have been so nice. Although, because my next video, the Hitman video, got so many views, it does mean that I got 2 death threats. I don't think I have them archived, because I make sure to screenshot that stuff before I delete it. However, I don't want to bother looking for the screenshot, so I'll simply explain what the death threat comments were. The first one was bros yapping about PDF file content when fucking nothing sus happens ever in the manga. Like, Jesus Christ. The fact that you're making an assumption like that, I think, says more about you than me. And then the next thing that was like, I think it was like, oh, I hate pretentious videos like this. Oh, privilege for getting a car. You should have died in the accident. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. How can someone be that fucking mean? Like, at first I was genuinely just dumbfounded, offended even, by just how mean that comment was. Nowadays, I think it's fucking hilarious. Like, Jesus Christ. What fucking compelled you to be such a dick? Like, what did I do? Like, Jesus Christ, touch some fucking grass. But I had to grab a water real quick. Thankfully, I have a mini fridge next to my PC, which means that I can grab waters pretty much instantly. But yeah, the Hitman video got extremely popular. I feel like out of the videos that I made, this is probably my least favorite comment section, probably because, well, duh, it's the biggest video. It's gonna be seen by the most amount of people, so I'm gonna be getting less of like the general like super nice comments and more like standard comments. However, I still did get a lot of really nice comments in that video. In general, yeah, one of my friends watched the video, and I actually kind of agree with what he had to say, which is that I feel like the messages of this video are stronger. They're more universal, of course, which, I mean, duh, explains the high view count. I also feel like my execution of said messages was not nearly as well handled as the Show Me Your Love video. Not to say that they were poorly handled, I think I handled them just fine. But that the Show Me Your Love video is more inspirational, I'd say, while the Hitman video, I would argue, is just generally better executed. Like, I'd say that in terms of just I mean, I have a love-hate relationship with this video because of how much it blew up. And, like, I'll be fully transparent when I say that. You know, I will be transparent when I say that. But regardless of the fact that it blew up and none of my other videos have or probably ever will for quite a while, I think that execution-wise, this is a better video than my Show Me Your Love video. I would say that I prefer it over my Show Me Your Love video, simply because it's just organized in a way that I can be more proud of. And because, like, this is the first video where I start with, like, a prologue that, like, introduces, like, actual tension.
At the verge of death, a girl who's never once been able to feel happiness witnesses the beginning of the end. Looking straight into the eyes of a killer's gun, she awaits for the last of her consciousness to slip away. When she opens her eyes, she feels the touch of his hand, opening her eyes to her first ever meal. The man who saved her is a hitman, making a living off of ending the lives of others, and yet he chose to save this girl. This manga is a terrible hitman and picked up girl. This is a good, like I was engaged watching this, and I watched it fucking countless times because of the fact that, like, well, duh, I edited it. Like, intros like that are what I try to do nowadays, because they're just engaging, they're interesting. Like, they get you hooked before, and then after that, I, of course, do, like, the typical, like, intro yapping that every other YouTuber does, because, I mean, you gotta do that, right? But as long as they start with something engaging, then you can get away with doing, like, the more generic YouTuber shit. So then, after that, I realized that since my Show Me Your Love video was summary and then abruptly into, like, the analysis, I would do something different with this video, which is summary, analysis, summary, analysis, summary, analysis. Which, don't get me wrong, it's basic writing shit, right? Like, you get taught to do this in you get taught to do this in middle school even. But a lot of video essays are formatted pretty differently to like actual essays, which makes sense because video essays are a visual medium. They are meant to be experienced visually, which means that a lot of the rules that apply to video essays don't apply to actual essays as much. Well, the rules of essays don't apply to video essays nearly as much, because video essays can get away with being less structured, I'd say, because they can find entertainment value elsewhere. However, that doesn't mean that some of the fundamentals of a traditional essay aren't things that can't go unnoticed with, can't go unappreciated in video format. And it's not like I'm doing, like, the summary analysis the same way that, like, a school essay tells you to do. I fucking hate the way that school essays are formatted. Insert quote, and with, like, the citation, and then go, this shows blank, this explains blank, this demonstrates blank. It's so fucking formulaic. I hate school essays, because essays and writing are supposed to be creative. They are supposed to be creative. It is a creative fucking medium, but there is no creativity involved in a fucking school essay. Which is why, of course, I'm obviously gonna be putting way more effort than that in my fucking videos. And then, overall, I'd say that the video that I made is, I say this ended up being quite a good video. However, I do think I was able to make better videos after that, which I'd say is a good thing. I shouldn't have made my best video 6 months ago. It's good that I keep on improving. And, like, the draft video is kind of a weird exception in a lot of ways, because it's very unlike my anime videos. It's very hard to compare to my anime videos. Because my anime videos are ultimately me diving headfirst into a new format that I'm not familiar with. Because a lot of my format beforehand was talking about competitive video games, and trying to analyze competitive video games, which is very different compared to analyzing, like, a text, which is what you're doing with anime, or manga. So it's definitely been
So it's allowed me to keep like my same like scripted format, right? But also allowed me to diversify a bit. It's been a different experience for me. Then after that, my Justice video. I am so sad that this video flopped view-wise, because I love my Justice video. I think it's one of the best videos I've made. Like, I will say, one thing I have to say about this video is that editing-wise, it could be way better. I didn't know how to get anime footage at the time, which meant that anytime I was talking about an anime, I would be using screenshots instead of footage, which I'd say hampers the video a lot visually. Of course, my videos still have a very strong and unique visual identity, which prevents the video from being unwatchable. However, it's nowadays a pretty noticeable blight against the video, unfortunately. Another thing I have to say about the video is that, like, this spoiler warning is here for a reason. If you haven't seen Death Note, Oshinoko, or Persona 5, then you genuinely cannot watch this video. And the fact that this video is locked behind having seen 3 different series means that it's not very accessible, which in my opinion is probably the cause of the low view count. The fact that many people saw the spoiler warning and realized, oh well, looks like I can't watch this. So, of course, that creates low watch time, which, of course, creates low view counts. Which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So, that was just kind of an explanation of, like, the critiques of why I think that this video just didn't really do well view-wise. But just because I made a lot of errors in terms of the video, in terms of like a viewership perspective, it does not mean that I think that the video is bad. In fact, I think this is some of my strongest writing, just hands down. Like in the first paragraph I talk about the general plot of Persona 5 and like the like some of the twists and turns there. Like a lot of the aftermath after like Okumura's death. I don't fucking care about spoiling anymore. After that, I talk about like Death Note and the themes of that. Also, this image is fucking wild. Holy. I need to see the Kamoshida EDP image again. That shit is insane.
Exist in our own.
Jesus Christ. That is one hell of a fucking edit. Holy shit. That edit's hilarious. Yeah, so like, then I talk about like Death Note and how Death Note and Persona 5's themes can be compared. And then after that, I go into like the discussion on like if the Death Note is just. Then I talk about like my own personal experiences with someone who I genuinely think would have a palace if he existed in Persona 5's universe. And then I talk about Oshinoko, because like a lot of my interactions with like that person I was talking to, he's my boss at work. So I had a lot of vengeful, spiteful feelings. Oshinoko is by far my favorite revenge story, just in general. It's a very, very good story. Even despite the rushed ending, I still think it's by far the best revenge story that's come out of anime. And then I talk about if revenge is just, then if the Phantom Thieves are just, then I get more into like what justice is in general before getting into like the potential dangers of justice. And how it's a very complicated subject, a subject that sounds so simple in itself is a subject that you can really think about forever. Because there are so many different ways that you can look into the subject of justice. It's like, I can't put this above my Hitman video anymore due to the fact that I definitely see this video more critically than I used to. I think it's stronger than my Show Me Your Love video. And I had a lot of fun making this one. It was also a very important video for me too, because I get into a lot of a lot of like personal life experiences that I'm trying to grow from. And writing this video helped me grow from a lot of those experiences and become a better, more mature person overall, which I very much appreciate that I was able to do that. After that was the Magical Girl and Evil Lieutenant video, which I think this is... Honestly, I think this might be the best video that I released for the anime channel this year. The initial video came out 4 months ago. I'm gonna switch over to the anime channel real quick, so that way I can get actually show you, like, can I, like, this video got copyright takedown. Like, came out 4 months ago. The initial video did not get very many views because the thumbnail wasn't very strong. Yeah, it was mainly because the thumbnail wasn't very strong. Oh, okay. So I can still watch this video despite the fact that it's copyright blocked. Okay. I like the comment section for this version of the video a lot, so I'm gonna go over it right now. I'm always impressed by your writing style. This was a great video. I might actually watch the anime now. Too busy watching Nokutan 2 separate times. Once again, I am attempting to summon the algorithm to bless you. I'm always pleased by your recommendations. You've got a real knack for finding incredible manga and anime and giving them the proper spotlight they deserve. Great video. Your videos are bangers. Very excited to see such amazing videos from such a small channel. Holy shit, it's been so long. I've been looking for you. Oh, okay, that was another one. That was someone who watched the Bochi video. This is gonna be fire. And then, yeah, I really enjoyed the reception that video got. But then it got the copyright takedown, so I decided that, hey, instead of getting angry about that, right, I'm instead going to talk about the second half of the anime, because this released, like, after only the first half of the anime had released. And then I'll also update the thumbnail. And then edit some other parts of the video as well. Just make, like, a definitive version. Like, DLC for the video, basically. And, goddamn, this video got one hell of a second chance. Like, 4.7k views. I'm beyond grateful. I put so much effort into this video. And I've seen it fail for the first time. Made me... It was genuinely really hard for me. But to see people watch it this time after the re-upload, I was so happy, just so happy. And in general, I put a lot of effort into making this, presenting the story in as good of a light as I could. Honestly, I think I probably did too good of a job at that. I made the story look better than it actually is. Not to say that the anime isn't good, because it is very good. It's just not a masterpiece or anything. Like, compared to all the other anime that I've discussed on the channel so far, I'd probably say it's the weakest one. They're all like 8 out of 10s at least still. But yeah, I think I did a really good job at, like, building tension with the prologue, and then talking about, like, and I talk about more, like, the genre tropes, and then, like, the turning points that make things, like, super interesting from a plot perspective. And then, again, some of my critiques, like the anime adaptation. Then I talk about the endings. I think this video was formatted brilliantly. I really like the way that I formatted this video. And in general, I think this is this has got to be the strongest video that I made in terms of, like, a sheer execution standpoint. But even from, like, a message perspective, I still think I ended up saying something genuinely compelling in the video. Because the message of that video is that, is like the mangaka kept on writing this manga even though she was about to die, and but she loved her work. Nothing was going to stop her from working on this manga, no matter what would happen to her. And I think this is an anime that becomes a lot better when you think about the background of its author. And it was realizing how motivational that story is, just how respectable it is. Fuck man, I'm getting emotional, like, because like I felt really down after the Justice video flopped. I felt really down after this video flopped for the initial time. Then when this video got its second chance and blew up, and I actually ended up listening to what I was saying in that final part. Let me rewind it. Where do I say it? I don't remember. I genuinely don't remember.
When I first returned to this YouTube channel, it was to ask why we create. I'm someone who frequently questions what the point of my work is, and every time I think I've found the answer, I manage to slip back into another slump. My initial answer is that creativity is fueled by relationships, the lesson that Show Me Your Love taught me. This continues to reign true, and yet I still managed to fall once more when my latest video flopped, counter to the massive success of what came before. This fear that I'm a one-trick pony, that people will never care about me, managed to persist. That was until I took a look into Kokowa Fujiwara's life. This is someone who likely knew that she'd never get to see her story to the end, that she'd never be able to receive the praise given to her work after her passing, and yet she persisted despite that. The strength needed to put yourself out there despite such circumstances is so commendable that I feel like a fool for wanting to give up something that I genuinely love doing just because of YouTube's fickle system. Truly great creatives don't create to please other people. They create to please themselves, because creative works are supposed to be the extension of the self.
Yeah, like, that message is powerful, and I always had to rewatch that part of the video to remind myself why I'm making these videos. And because, like, the Show Me Your Love video was the start of me remembering why I made videos. This was the video where I feel like I finally truly understood why I bothered with this shit. And it's because I like doing it, because I have fun doing it, because it means so much to me. So yeah, I think this is by far and away the best video that I released for the anime channel in 2024. I don't quite think it's the best video that I released that year. Yeah, because I didn't put quite as much effort into it as the draft video. And I definitely feel like I gassed up the anime a little too much. I feel like well, those are ultimately nitpicks. And then after that was the video where I forgot to expand the image. Using slides for this, by the way, if you couldn't tell. Yeah, the video on learning me learning my Japanese. I am currently still learning Japanese. However, I have only been using Anki as of late. I just have not been motivated to do any of the other stuff. It's been 2 months since I released that video. Oh my god. And like the thing is that the video works from the perspective of like a beginner explaining his process of like the tools that he is using to begin, along with some of like the opinions that you would see from a beginner learning Japanese. However, just because like the video is fine enough for what it is, it doesn't mean that the video I feel like was a great idea to make at all. I think this is easily the worst video that I've made for the Aiden-kun channel, at least. I go as far as to say that it's easily the worst video that I released in 2024. Like, no question, like, it's the worst. Because, like, it just doesn't really have anything new to say, right? It just does not have anything new to say. And, like, if I ended up inspiring someone else to learn Japanese, I'd be happy to, because like I'm complaining about like how I haven't been studying as much lately, but that doesn't mean that I regret studying. I mean, there's a reason why I'm still using Anki, at least, because I know that long term, past like my temporary rut, I'm going to want to study more actively, because I mean, Japanese media is all around. I love Japanese media and Japanese culture. Learning Japanese is definitely one of the best decisions I've made, even if I haven't been making like any progress on it. Still, though, the video I made about it is not particularly great, which is a little unfortunate. My Senko-san video, I feel like my Senko-san video kind of surprisingly came and went, which is weird. I spent a month working on it. Out of all the anime all of the anime channel videos that I made, this is the one that required the most effort, which, like, duh, it's twice as long as anything else that I had made on the channel up to this point. Like, it is a long analysis, and I put a ton of effort into it. And yet, despite that, I don't have any particularly strong feelings on it, honestly. Like, I'd say like, this is a very competent video, I feel. However, despite it being a very competent video, I also just don't really feel like it... I just don't really have anything to say. I guess it makes sense. I released it 3 weeks ago. I might have more concrete opinions on it later on. But yeah, this is a very high-effort project. I obviously care a lot about Senko-san. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made this video. Like, I put a lot of effort into this. And it took a surprisingly long amount of time to make, too. A lot of the time spent was... I spent a lot of time... It took like a week to write the video. It took like 3 weeks to edit it. Editing took ages. And the video isn't even like particularly amazing editing-wise either. Because I tend to be a lazy editor in general with all my videos. I will say, though, I do find that the message that I was able to tell with the video was a very important one. It's just not a message that I feel like I particularly need at the moment. And I feel like you can kind of tell by watching. I would say I think it's better than the Hitman video, though, because it feels like an expansion on a lot of what the Hitman video does. Like the Senko-san video, this is my last video talking about a Rimukuro manga until Show Me Your Love finishes, but I have no idea when Show Me Your Love is going to finish, nor could I ever really be able to guess that, which means that, the, Senko-san, video is kind of like the finale of me discussing Rimukuro's manga for now. And as a finale, I think it actually works really well thematically, because Senko-san touches upon all the same themes of Rimukuro's previous works. Maybe not as much Show Me Your Love, but definitely with the Hitman manga. And Senko-san does a very, very good job at describing those themes and getting those themes across, because Senko-san is a very, very well-written story. So yeah, and then after that is my sequel to the Hitman video, Why Is It So Hard to Be Kind? This is a video where I talk more generally about the subject of kindness, with Persona 5 gameplay playing in the background, and I don't really mention other anime that much. This is definitely one of my most experimental videos. Like, this is not the kind of video that I would normally make. However, I had like actual things that I wanted to say in terms of expanding my thoughts on the subject of kindness. Therefore, I figured I may as well make the video. I think the video turned out good. Like, I am genuinely proud of this video. For a video with such little effort put into it, I say that this is a good video. Regardless, where would I put it on the tier list? Where would I put it on the ranking? I think I put it below. I think I like it more than my black and white review. However, I don't like it nearly as much as my autism video. I feel like my autism video was able to tackle more like personal discussions and feelings, right? The kindness sequel, I feel like, isn't able to do that nearly as well. But I do find it funny. A vast majority of my best content this year was from the anime channel, which, not that surprised. But despite that, my best video somehow managed to be the draft video. At least in my opinion, my best video this year was the draft video. So, but yeah, I really gotta take a shit, so I'm gonna try to end this as soon as I can. But I still have to plug my Patreon. I do have a Patreon. I have 4 different tiers now. I used to have 3, but I added in a shadow tier. The new shadow tier is a budget tier with no rewards. It is only meant to be there for if you want to support me on a budget. If you want rewards, then I would recommend paying the extra $2 for the Phantom tier. The shadow tier is meant to be there just in case someone just doesn't have money but still wants to support me. Like, I want to have that option available. But rewards wise, I just don't really have anything that I could really give the shadow tier, unfortunately. If I can think of something, I'll add it in, but for now, it's an empty tier outside of that. Otherwise, the Phantom tier patrons get the more basic features, like Patreon roll call, the Discord server, scratch video ideas, video suggestions for the Uncut channel. Confidant tier patrons get video-based features, like early videos, exclusive videos, unlisted videos. God tier patrons get access to my Google Drive, which is like a majority of my Google Drive, not all of it, of course. The more personal stuff is obviously kept to myself. And then along with the top patron role that gives you a custom roll caller for the Discord server and Patreon roll calls. Speaking of Patreon roll calls, we may as well do that right now. I want to thank my Phantom tier patrons, Mystic Owl, Jesse, and Squizzy, and my Confidant tier patrons, Regimania and Eternum. Plasma is also still technically a patron, although he did cancel his membership because personal reasons, which I obviously can't fault him for that. But yeah, I thank you all very much for watching this video, and I will see you all next time.